Good morning. Today's video is going to look at the oysters, the winged, the pearled, the hammer, the true oysters, and I'll also look at some jingle shells as well. My apologies that it's been a while since I've done a video. I've been on a collecting trip in southern Queensland over the last week or so. And yeah, so it's good to be back to making some more videos. All right, so probably the most well-known oysters, certainly in Northern Australia and with the pearling industry, would be these two species. So we've got what's known as the black-lip oyster. It's really clear which one of those is the black-lipped one. And that's Pteriidae margaritiphora. And that one there is 21 centimeters. I'm assuming for measuring, I've measured it across the longest way is how I should measure it. So I've done it that way. Apologies if that's not accurate. All right, and that's quite large for that species, my understanding. And then here, the golden lip oyster, known as Pteriidae maxima, and that one there is 28 centimeters. It is so heavy. In fact, one valve here weighs more than all of those shells combined. It just gets so thick as it gets larger. I believe they may grow to about 30 centimeters. Anyway, it's wonderful to have that one. It is so heavy, amazing. And then these two specimens here, which I acquired actually through pearl farms. So that was a great acquisition. Ones you tend to find yourself are much smaller. Well, that's been my experience. And the very large ones are usually farmed shells. All right. Let's now have a look at some others, mainly the winged oyster shells here. Pteriidae, there's a couple there, as you can see, another golden lipped and another black lipped shell. If we have a look at now the winged oysters, so I'm just referring to my notes, the Pteriidae. So the large shells there, most of those are penguin. Beautiful shell, which I occasionally have found joined up here in Darwin. So great excitement when I found, that was my first one I ever found. Very excited about that. Right, other ones here include Falcata lata, breviolata, Bivalves, Hirunda. So quite a few different species. A beautiful, beautiful shell. I'd love to get more of those. They look so spectacular. A beautiful purple coloured one there. Two different species there, but lovely. Oh, and interesting, some different colours with the Pteriidae shells. All of those from Darwin. All right, and then another little group here. If I mentioned more of the Pteriidae, there's Maculata, Chempsey, Sagalata, and Facata amongst all of those shells. And all of the ones in shot at the moment are from the Indo-Pacific, and the vast majority are Australian. All right, let's move on now to the hammer oysters, Malleidae. Absolutely superb. So the two most well-known hammer oysters is Malleus and Albus. The black one there is Malleus. The white one there, that large one there, is just over 24 centimeters. And there's a lovely one that I found locally. Again, great excitement when I came across that. Listed as common, but I must say I come across them quite rarely. All right, and then in here we've got what is known as, I'm looking at my notes. The Isognomon shells, so Isognomon as a species, as well as Attentuata and Ephipium. So all of those species are represented there, all from the Northern Territory. And in addition to Malleus and Albus, for the Malleus shells, we have Meridianus and Regula. Sorry about my hand shaking, I should hold it with both hands. All right, so some lovely things there, interesting shapes. And another lovely one there. And then we come to Vocella, and I've got them from quite a range of states there. You can find them very frequently, and in fact by the hundreds is not an uncommon event. All right, and then down here we've got this, just a few other interesting ones. If we now move on to Lotha Christogali, so we're moving now on to the true oysters. There's about 4 in that clump. And I'll have a look at some others here. So amongst that group there, we have shells like, and again, sorry, I just referred to my notes, Hyotissa, Hiatus, Parahyotissa, Imbricata. We also have there's some Plicatola, and that purple one there, beautiful shell that. That's known as I'm trying to read my notes. Enigmonia aenigmatica. Again, apologies for pronunciation. I'll have to make sure I collect a few more of those, although it's a bit of a trip into the mangrove swamps to usually find those attached to mangrove roots. Right, and the last little group I wanted to look at, of course, are the jingle shells. Perhaps the most well-known one is that of Placuna placenta. These are all collected from the Northern Territory. And also there's Patra australis, Monia delicosa, Monia timida, amongst those there. And in there, a couple from America, from the US, and then all the rest are from Australia. That's a common southern specimen that you get white, orange, and very deep orange. All right, so I think I've looked at all of my oyster shells. I hope you enjoyed that particular video. Thank you.